As I watched this movie, Pursuit of Happiness, a lot of emotions came out, honestly. And to look at some of the reviews is shocking on what people thought of it. The one I looked at is from a website called Empire Online, and it says how everyone reacts to disappointment in different ways. And when I think of Gardner and how well he handled the disappointment he faced in life, especially having to deal with it all, having a child during that time, he also is all about the pursuit in life. Happiness doesn't always just come to you, but you need to pursue and work hard to achieve it. He would always look out for the positive things in life, like the one time when he could even just bring his son to that football game, or even just be able to get a spot to sleep at night. This review said that the movie just warms the heart, and I stand to agree with that. The father and son duo in this movie is really uplifting, and it gives a strong, positive view for its viewers. The first speaker concept I would like to talk about is peace. Gardner finds peace in the smallest things in life. He knows that God is always watching over them, and he always keeps a peaceful state of mind most of the time during the movie. In Schultz's book, on page 87, it says how speakers who have peace know when the right time to confront others is. Like in the movie when he lent that guy $14, he wasn't afraid to go back up to him and ask him for that money back. And I looked up the definition of peace, and it's defined as freedom from disturbance, which actually I found ironic in their situation because Gardner and his son are sure not free from disturbance at all, and they're always facing disturbance challenges in life. The second speaker concept I found to be evident was gentleness. Gardner always showed gentleness and respect toward his son, and it can be defined as kind and tender-hearted, and for sure Gardner had that quality. He would always put others before himself no matter the situation, like when he had to give $5 to his boss for that taxi ride. He knew that was all the cash that he had left in his wallet, and he couldn't afford losing it, but he put his boss before himself, putting trust in him and knowing that God would provide for him again. Gardner is the perfect example of showing gentleness towards others. And in the movie, he especially does it showing the audience how he's always protecting his son and his own life. And on page 94 of the book, An Essential Guide to Public Speaking, it reads Philippians 4:5 to us, and I found that really important. And it says that Paul was told by the Lord to make people's gentleness evident to all and to set a good example for others. The ultimate question I had to think about from the movie was, where did I come from? And as I thought long and hard about it, I realized the answer really wasn't that hard at all, and that God had created us all equally. And we all come from God, and that can be hard to see from this movie in different perspectives. But throughout some parts of the movie, Chris Gardner obviously is not treated with respect, and he's not treated equally, especially because of his job and the situation he's living in. Not one person is better than the other, and God loves us all. So to answer the question, where did I come from this movie? We all came from God. There are a few predictable moments in the movie, I thought, and it was how they had become homeless. You start off the movie with sad, hard times, and you just know that it won't end well after that situation they were stuck in. But then again, I also thought that how they became successful at the movie again was also predictable. Some refreshing and unique parts were when Chris Gardner had such a positive outlook on life, despite all the troubling times he was in, and he just kept a good positive and attitude outlook on life. I believe that this story does reveal real world history of homeless people especially. They're just living on the edge and taking risks in life, and I have witnessed some of that happening actually in big cities I've visited like Chicago or San Francisco. You just see homeless people on the street sleeping in the bathrooms just like Chris Gardner and his son had to do. The church is very much so present within this movie, and Chris and his son both believe in God and have faith in him, and they have trust in the Lord that he will help them get through this tough time of their life. But God works miracles, and Chris Gardner and his son believe that God will work a miracle in them. And if you think about the church being mentioned, not particularly, but his son had mentioned a Bible passage. My last question is, are dramatic characters believable or are they simplistic and static? And I said that these characters in this movie were really believable. They always had positive actions and spoke meaningful words, just like the one Chris said to his son. Never let someone tell you that you can't do something, and that's very positive and believable. And next, Jade will be speaking about the next speaker concept she found in this movie.